Two, one. Yo, 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 what's up, Chicago? And welcome back to episode 3 of Talk at ChaLata with your hostess with the mostest, me, Miss Hip Hop, and her mom, Chris. Hey, mom.
Hey Star, how's it going?
It's going, girl.
Yeah, same here, but we
Yeah,
gotta keep it moving.
that's true. That's true. So, what you got for us today?
Well, I was thinking about some stuff and uh, I was rereading one of my favorite authors' books, Dolores Cannon. And I wanted to share that with you and your audience. Now, you heard me speak of Dolores Cannon before.
All day, every day.
And so sometimes, going backwards is not always a bad thing. So I'm going back to some of her readings that I've already read. And did I just say that? Some readings that I've already read. Okay. Um, and one of the things I was reading about was, well, first of all, let me tell you who she is. Let me tell you guys who she is. She was a hypnotist, a hypnotherapist, a researcher. But she's no longer with us. She did hypnosis with her sessions, and her hypnosis is a little bit different from the average hypnotist.
How so?
And well, here's the thing: most hypnotists take you to the first level. I'm learning this from Dolores now. Take you to the first level of where your consciousness is. And that level where we deal with our emotions and our feelings and our traumas, our happiness, that level, that primary level of your conscious. Dolores Cannon, she went beyond that. And which is what made her stand out from everyone else. She was able to go to the subconscious. So you have a conscious and you have a subconscious. And the subconscious, according to Dolores, that's the one that holds all the answers, all the truth. Cannot, will not lie for you, with you, against you, or it's the subconscious. So, and that's the one that doesn't display so much of emotion that keeps you from doing or saying what's necessary, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm getting this from Dolores Cannon, her books that I've read, and it's really fascinating stuff. So she started out just being a hypnotist, trying to help people stop smoking. They will come to her for stop smoking or a better diet. What could they eat? Things like this. This is what she used to do. And then something catapulted her. Did I say that right?
Catapult.
Yes, thank you. I'm not gonna even try it again. But something helped her to go above what she was doing. And that's a fascinating story about how she got started. So she had someone under the hypnotizing session, and they came in for one thing, which was to stop smoking. And when she had them under, something else happened. Another voice came in and another being came in. And she, of course, it startled her. And she began to go from that point with learning how to do hypnotizing through the subconscious. And what she found out through her sessions, she was finding out things from the ancient times that go beyond our history. We know that the pyramids, we've still been trying to figure out how did the Egyptians build the pyramids? Or how did any human being build the pyramids? And they're still trying to figure that out. They don't have it because everything is so precise, and every cut, everything within these pyramids on the outside and the inside. And not to mention that each stone weighs a ton. So how were these people able to do this without any machinery?
That's an excellent question.
Yes, I agree with you. And so this is where Dolores started finding out these things through her clients. This was not her intent, but she happened to have someone uh, hypnotized and hypnosis. And as she was working with them, this, like I said, this voice came through and started talking about different things. And uh, some of those things, much later, were aliens, um, how things are done on Earth, how things are done on other planets, why we look the way we do, how things are designed. So she talks about all these things. So the alien is actually speaking to her through the subject. And the additional fascinating thing about Dolores Cannon, when she did her therapy sessions, she always had a tape recorder, a tape
Mm.
recorder. So after the sessions, when her clients went home, they could listen to it. And she says she often wonders, what they think if they hear something. But sometimes those sessions are of a robotic voice. Some of them are female voices, some of them are male voices, So she kind of, like as I said, she blocks out the conscious mind with all those emotions so she can deal with the subconscious mind. And she gave one example. One lady came to her because she kept losing blocks of time,
Wow.
blocks of time, not a few minutes. And so for one of the stories was she was going to go to lunch at work, and she asked her coworkers, would they like her to bring them something back? And of course they said yes. And so she said, okay. So she took down their orders. And when she came back to work, they said, well, you could have told us that you were going to be gone over 2 hours. Well, we don't want the lunch now. It's cold. It's almost time to go home. And she was flabbergasted because she didn't realize she had been gone over 2 hours and that, their food was cold. So she's trying to piece this together. But this is happening more frequently with her. And the last time it happened, she was driving on the freeway going home. Again, Dolores Cannon is regressing this subject or this client. That's what she's doing. The client came to her to tell her, I'm losing blocks of time. Can you help me? Because I need to know what it is that I'm doing. And so this is how the session began. I'm just reiterating what I already said. So she's driving down the freeway going home, and all of a sudden she sees something, and she stops her car on the freeway. She pulls over her shoulder, and she can't understand why people aren't slamming on their brakes and seeing this. Why is everybody just driving like there's nothing different going on? Why isn't everybody looking up?
What did she see?
She saw a spacecraft,
Right.
and it was sitting on the overpath of the freeway that she was driving on. Can you get that mental picture?
I see it. I do see it in my minds.
Right. So, and when she saw this, she like, what is this? And she pulls over. She pulls over on the shoulder, and she gets out of her car and she stands, you know, near her car, and she's looking at this craft. And cars are just going east and west. Nobody's stopping. She just can't understand this. So, an alien comes from the craft and stands there where she's standing to have a conversation. Now, again, all of this is coming through this client who Dolores has under hypnosis. You got that picture?
Yeah.
And so the client went to her because she wants to know, I'm losing time. Where is this time going? So that's why she's there. Sorry, I hit my mic. That's why she's there now to find out, what's happening to me. Am I going crazy? What's going on here? So as she's under hypnosis again, Dolores is, listening, asking the questions and doing what she does. And under hypnosis, this young lady is able to tell her, because Dolores says, well, who are you talking to? She says, I'm talking to one of the aliens. Oh, really? What are they telling you? And she will go, well, I'm listening now. And during this is going back and forth, and nobody is still stopping on the freeway. She's standing outside her car talking to an alien. And the ship, and that was another interesting thing. The young lady, the client said in her regression that the ship, that the spacecraft actually looked like a ship.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was again sitting like parked, not even, it's sort of like hovering, because she said it wasn't touching the asphalt, the ground. It was like hovering. She said, but it actually looks like a ship. And, this is like really freaking her out because she's getting out of her cars. Why isn't everybody seeing this? So, of course, she's starting to think, well, maybe she's just crazy and hallucinating and hallucinating. So, at any rate, going back, the alien is talking to her. And this is how Dolores is getting the information, asking questions and everything. So then the alien goes back to the spacecraft and leaves. So at this point, Dolores still doesn't have any answers to why this lady came to see her in the first place. These blocks of time are missing.
Did she ever say what the alien said to her?
Yes, I was about to go there. Yes. And what happened? Dolores goes, okay, the aliens left, and and you get back in your car, you start driving home. And she said, I'm going to call on the subconscious to come forward to speak to us. She calls on the subconscious, and the subconscious comes forth. It's a male voice. And she says, can you explain to us what Brenda was going through? She's losing blocks of times, and she's seeing things, what's going on with her. And they told her, well, the reason nobody could see the spaceship, that's what they called it, the spaceship. The reason the one could see the spaceship except Brenda is because it was only for her to see. So we blocked out everyone else, their mindset of their consciousness of what they were seeing. It was only meant for her, and that's why no one else could see it. This is one of Dolores's lectures that she's given, and she kind of chuckles, and she goes, "So when you see something really strange, and you wonder what's going on here, you just never know. It could be,
Yeah, I get it. I definitely understand you.
And she said, so she asks she calls them the SB subconscious. I mean, the SC subconscious. And she says, so, well, why would you just talk to her like that in the road? And I mean, couldn't somebody maybe had snapped out of it and seen you standing there?
Yeah, right.
And he said, well, that's not all that happened. We actually, once she saw the spaceship, we actually brought her aboard.
She doesn't remember that part.
No, she doesn't remember any of that. Brought her aboard along with her car. And so Dolores said, well, why would you take the whole car? Well, it would cause too much a distraction to leave a car
In the
in
middle
the
of
middle
the
of the
road.
freeway, right, with her purse and all of her personal belongings in it. It would have called upstir with the police and everything. We didn't want that. We just wanted her to come to the spaceship, and we brought the car.
Ma, it's about that
And
time.
oh wow, well, hopefully our beautiful, wonderful subscribers will tune in next week
Yes. I
for the
definitely agree. For the
yes.
conclusion.
And this is Dolores Cannon. Look her up, guys. She's phenomenal.
Yes, she is. And then she died in 2017.
Actually, I think it was 2014.
Oh, wow.
My only regret is that I didn't get a chance to meet her.
Touche.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Many questions to be asked.
Yes, absolutely. And she did make a reference to that, the fact that all of this was coming to her. And they did explain the beings, they did explain to her through regression that we're giving the information to those that can do something with it. And
Oh,
you're a writer
right.
and you're a researcher. And, so we've chosen you to do this, as they've chosen many. Um, so hopefully we can delve a little bit more if you guys want to hear more, especially to hear about the ending of what they were saying to her
Exactly. Because I'm
when
interested
they took
in
her
knowing.
up.
Right.
Hmm.
All right.
So,
Well, thank you so much, Mom, for coming on today's show to talk about someone who you really admire, such as Dolores Cannon, and sharing her teachings with my audience, with our audience, I should say. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. This is as you said once before, this is my cup of tea.
Exactly.
And yeah, I hope you guys really check out Dolores Cannon. She's phenomenal.
She really is. And thank you guys again for listening. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you're hearing and if you want more. And talk at you later.
Talk at you later.